back to my board game reviews, and this time we're doing Evolution because we recently played this board game and I liked it, so I wanted to review it. And of course, we have my Umbreon. Hello, everybody. He's not being weird. We'll just put him down here for the video. Yeah, we're good. But anyway, hey, so first we're going to talk about how the watering hole works, and then we'll get into the other stuff as we go. So what you do for the watering hole is first it starts out empty. But then, let's say you put this in, well, you put it face down, but see the number on the leaf? That's how much food will get put into it. Now, normally there'd be a big pile of food off to the side, but I don't have that because it's just a review, so I can do whatever I want. Alright. So, yeah. And normally there'd be 2 food put in here, and each and everybody would do that, and then they'd flip the cards, and then they'd add up how much then they add up all of the numbers, and that's how much food would be put into the watering hole. So that's how that works. And there are some bigger numbers than others, but there are some negative numbers, the numbers with some minus. What I mean is that you add up all the food, but then once you flip that minus one, they all be flipped at the same time. You subtract 1 from that number, and that's how much food will be put into it. You mainly don't want to be doing that if you want to feed your herbivores, and only herbivores can take out. How does the watering hole carnivores can't? We'll get into that in a minute. But yeah, the negative numbers, they can really affect how it works anyway. Or not how it works, it always works the same. I'm losing track here. Okay, hey, let's get into how each species works. And by that, I mean, I usually play up to 3 species, so yeah, you would put the orange cube here and the green cube here. Now you could discard a card. Now you get a certain amount of cards due to how many species you have. So that's how that works. But another thing is when you discard one, you can boost its either population or body size. So body size. So the bigger a dinosaur is, that means a bigger number. Body size, the better, because if a carnivore has a smaller body size, then it can't eat that herbivore. And there's some cards like, oh wait, well, we were talking about the cards later. Okay, I just shifted off topic. So that's how you sorry, my brother just came down here and he almost ruined the review. I had to growl on him because it's funny. Anyway, he's now to get into how each and every card works. Now, each card has their own specific function, like climbing. There's another card like climbing called intelligence, where if an herbivore has climbing, it cannot be attacked unless the carnivore itself also has climbing. Then it could eat the herbivore. So it can be used as a way to defend. But then if that carnivore gets climbing, then the herbivore can be eaten. Unless it has a defense card, which that's part defense card. So, yeah. How? There are different defense cards, but I only pulled out 3 for this. So, horns, if a carnivore eats a species with horns, it would lose 1 population. So its population would go down 1. Symbiosis is if there's another dinosaur with the trait warning call. Oh wait, no. Is it a warning call? No. so long as there's another species off to the side of it, that herbivore cannot be attacked. So that's how symbiosis works. Now for burrowing. Now burrowing is kind of weird. What it does is if this herbivore or species in this case is hungry, it cannot burrow. If it's fully fed, it can burrow and it can't be attacked. Now if it's hungry, this card does not take effect. If it's not hungry, then this won't work. So yeah, that's the defense cards I have pulled out. There's some more, but I didn't want to make this video eons long. So yeah, then get into the other cards. Now for the carnivorous traits. And yes, hang on, let me quickly, before we start, I lost track of what we were doing. First let me go into what a trait is. So you can, here, let me quickly, we won't have it there. So let's say you put a carnivore on this. So then that's a trait. That carnivore trait card will make it so that a dinosaur cannot take out of the watering hole ever, and can only eat other species. I'm sorry that I drifted off course for that, but we solved the problem. So there we go. Yeah. So the carnivore trait card, like I said, makes it so it cannot take out of the watering hole. Now ambush is cool because there's a really effective defense card called warning call, and what it does is it makes it so all species are alerted of a carnivore. I'm pretty sure, or at least the species to the right of it, which makes it so that it can't be attacked. Ambush completely ignores that. So it's not too horribly broken, it just ignores the warning call. Now pack hunting is really good because for every one population, it counts as a body size. So let's say you have 6 population and 6 body size. Well, for every one population, that's 1 extra body size added to your entire body size. So let's say you had a population 6, which is the max in the and body size 6. Will that actually make you body size 12 health, which makes it so you can attack pretty much anything. And so pack hunting, it is really good if you play it right. But it only really works with big population carnivores, so kind of a drawback for pack hunting, but it works. And now here's a really good card, Fertile. What Fertile does is if there's at least 1 food in the watering hole at the beginning of that turn, if every creature is fertile will gain 1 population. So if you want a creature to have big population, and you think you're gonna have food in the watering hole, play fertile. It will help. Now for the herbivore traits. Now foraging. So we'll get into this in a minute, but foraging is good because it doesn't let you just get 1 food from the watering hole, but it lets you get 2, which can help if you have big population, because for every 1 population dinosaur has or creature or species, whatever. Let's just go to dinosaur for this video because I like dinosaurs, and there's a such thing as evolution in the beginning. Yeah. Anyway, so foraging can be good for big population creatures because for every 1 population of a creature, it has to have 1 food to sustain that species. long neck can help with that too. What it does is it lets you get food automatically, which, yeah, at the beginning of your turn, you automatically gain 1 food. So if you have big population and you have both these cards, it could be a really effective duo. There's another herbivore trait that I didn't pull out. It's called Fat Tissue, and oh my gosh, is it a really good card. So you can only feed up to the amount of population the creature has, right? Well, if you have fat tissue, you can store food. You can store food on that core, and it can go up to the max of your body size. So let's say you have body size 6 and population 6. Well, 6 fat isn't until the next turn, but that means you'd be gaining at bare minimum, what was it, 12 food, which is insane. But after you get your species well fed, you pick it up, unless you have fat tissue, you pick it up and you put it behind your little screen here, and carnivores feeding tokens, carnivore food tokens look different than herbivore food tokens, so there's that. But every time you get them behind your little screen, and at the end, that's all of them will lose 1 point. Now, unless you have fat tissue, then you will have a rat. You certainly will. You could be getting a lot of food with fat tissue, and I think it's no. Give me the thumbs up. This is the recording with pause taking back up. Wow, you're gonna stay down there. Here. Anyway, hey, it's time for the final thing. The Diplodocus. I'm not sure what this is. So whoever has this little Brachiosaurus, or is it a Diplodocus or a Apatosaurus? My brain! Hey, Andrew, it's not that big of a deal. Stay down there. So whoever has this, let's just call it a Diplodocus. Whoever has a Diplodocus will go first. That's a pretty long name. That's what you get. Anyway, okay, so whoever has whoever has the Diplodocus will go first. Anyways, that's it for my review of Evolution. Now, this is a pretty complicated game, but once you get used to it, it's pretty easy. Now, I'm sorry if my Umbreon bothered a couple of you. He was only here just for a couple of episodes. He's going back up to my bed after the next episode. So after the next episode, I'm gonna make he's gonna be in that, then he won't be back at all. I might bring other plushies down, but who knows? It doesn't really matter. So I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.